gas prices continue to rise, more people are trading in their four wheels for two. More on the increased sale of motorcycles.
A big training exercise by San Diego Fire Rescue to make sure they're prepared for the next major wildfire.
A giveaway at last night's Padres game turned into a chaotic scene. See the video and what the Padres have to say about it.
The unsung heroes of 911 inside San Diego County's dispatch center. I tried out for the job, see how I measured up.
Gas prices are still high across the country as the U.S. and Israel's ongoing war with Iran impacts the world's oil supply. Now, some San Diego drivers are looking for a more efficient and cheaper way to get around, including buying a motorcycle. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. One motorcycle shop tells us they've seen an increase in sales recently. News 8's Alex Cheney talked with the shop's owner to learn more about how much you can save on gas and what new riders need to know to stay safe. Alex.
Yeah, Carlo, exactly. So is motorcycles like this, okay? They have a smaller tank, but much higher miles per gallon, which is going to be a big help as these gas prices continue to go up and up.
It's better than the car. Yeah, much better.
Back out here to the main screen.
Frank Martinez is from San Diego and loves riding his motorcycle for the last 30 years. He says riding a motorcycle is cheaper than a car.
I just took a trip to Baja on my other bike and save a lot of money, guys.
And he's not alone.
A lot of customers are concerned with finding an alternative to their gas guzzler.
Jay Lee is the general manager for Onyx Moto in Lemon Grove. He says motorcycle sales go up as the price of gas goes up as well. Motorcycles have smaller 4 to 5 gallon tanks, but get nearly double the miles per gallon of a car.
Some of our bikes do like 50, 60 miles a gallon, so they outperform a car by far in that regard.
Jay also says newer gas-free electric bikes are rising in popularity.
This month they accounted for about 20% of our sales. Yeah, so pretty significant number.
The California Highway Patrol says it's important to always look out for motorcycles who are trying to lane split, which is legal in California when done safely, such as no more than 5 to 10 miles per hour faster than the flow of traffic.
It's probably annoying when you're sitting in traffic and you see some guy on a bike blow by. All I ask is I hope you'll share the road with us. You know, we're all trying to get to that destination safely.
You must also have a separate motorcycle license to be able to ride. Jay says the training process is all worth it once you're finally on the open road.
It's usually just you, the motorcycle, and whatever thoughts you're having in your helmet. Yeah, you have an unobstructed view of wherever you're riding.
You also get to use a carpool lane for free if you do ride a motorcycle. Now, of course, as we head into the summertime, you're going to be seeing a lot of these bad boys out there, so leave a little bit of extra room as they're trying to get on by. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney, News 8. Back over to you.
Thanks, Alex. And gas prices are high right now, but a little bit of good news. They've been dropping over the last few days. AAA shows the average for a gallon of regular unleaded in San Diego sitting at $5.88. That's down a penny from yesterday and about 7 cents from a week ago. But it's still well over $1 more than it was before the war with Iran broke out. And remember, we're working for you, helping to find the least expensive gas prices across San Diego County. Just text the word gas to the number on your screen, 858-571-8888, and we will send you a link to the map with the lowest prices.
For the first time in nearly 20 years, you could soon be paying more to ride San Diego buses and trains.
MTS and North County Transit Boards voted today to recommend a fare hike. That proposal would raise adult monthly passes from $72 to $85 this fall. Single rides would increase from $2.50 to $3, and there would also be another fare increase in fall of 2027. Agencies say rising costs and flat tax revenues are pushing them toward a fiscal cliff. The plan now heads to Sandag for final approval.
San Diego City Council member Raul Campillo is pushing back on those big spikes in downtown parking prices during special events. He wants those rates cut in half from $10 an hour to $5. However, his city council committee rejected his proposal. Instead, they directed the city attorney to work with Campillo on possible changes to the municipal code. But Campillo tells us the higher prices are driving customers away from East Village businesses.
That, we need to raise money for the budget, but we shouldn't be budgeting and balancing that budget on the backs of the dishwashers and the hosts and the people who are scrounging for tips in downtown. That just is punishment for no reason.
Campillo says he felt blindsided when the mayor set the rate at $10 an hour and says he is still pushing to scale it back and shorten the 6-hour special event window. Crews responded to a bit of an unusual call today in Vista when a car you see right there crashed onto the roof of a home. It happened late this morning on Alta Vista Drive near Rudd Road. We're told that car was parked just up the road from the home when, for unknown reasons, it started to roll downhill and ended up right there on the home's roof. Fortunately, no one was hurt. A building inspector was called to make sure that the house is structurally safe.
Wow, that's a classic car.
It is a classic car.
1969 El Camino SS.
Look at that. I was just wondering about the brakes and the hill.
If the emergency brake was off and it was out of gear, just a strange situation.
Yeah.
It looks like it was salvageable, though, so thank goodness.
Hopefully.
And thank goodness nobody was hurt, of course.
Okay, wildfires, as we know, are always a concern in San Diego. And this week, San Diego Fire Rescue is holding a big training exercise to ensure they're prepared for the next major wildfire here.
News 8's Kelly Hessedall spent the day in Skyline and explains why crews chose that community for training.
They chose to conduct this training exercise here in Skyline because of the topography here. There's a lot of canyons, there's a lot of green space, and also a lot of homes.
Requesting 4 water dropping helicopters.
From our News 8 drone, you can see why fighting a wildfire here in the Skyline community could be extremely challenging. Home after home nestled right up to lots of green space. Should a fire spark here when it's windy, it could be devastating.
Under the right extreme weather conditions can turn into a structure-to-structure event, similar to the Eaton fire.
Captain Jay Harris says this year's training exercise is actually modeled after the destructive Eaton and Palisades fires up in Los Angeles.
I don't know about animals, it's a college, so.
One of the things they're focused on is making sure they've got evacuation plans down to a science.
Safely messaging and evacuating people ahead of the fire is a critical task that needs to be accomplished.
They're using satellites and tablets equipped with technology that ensures everyone can see what's happening with the fire in real time.
So here's a map view, so you get vehicle locations, so you can actually see live vehicle locations, you get a fire perimeter, you get things that are added to the map, including photos.
William Pidgeon spent 22 years fighting fires. He's now the co-founder and CEO of Tablet Command, software that he says is a game changer.
When units in the field are operating on larger fires, like wildland fires, where it's entering into structures such as the Palisades fire, coordination, seeing what everyone is doing and being able to coordinate and communicate effectively, quickly, so everyone's on the same page. Because prior to this, it's just using radio communication. So putting stuff on a map is 1,000 words worth of radio communication.
They try and make this exercise as realistic as possible, practicing communication, decision-making, and coordinating resources. San Diego Police and SDG&E are out here training with them.
There's a lot of areas in San Diego that have similar topography and population density. However, we can take those same operational principles and apply them in different areas of the city.
And at the end of each day, they hold a debriefing session to talk about what worked and what didn't work. The training continues through Friday. Kelly Hessedall, News 8.
Thank you, Kelly. The Padres are apologizing to fans tonight after a giveaway at last night's game that sparked chaos. A promotion for puffer vests created quite the frenzy both inside and outside Petco Park.
News 8's Shannon Handy talked with people who were at the game about what went wrong.
There's no question the Padres have some good giveaways, but apparently the puffer vest was so good, it turned a night at the ballpark into a chaotic scene.
Here you go, please. A walk-off win may have fired up fans last night, but it was nothing compared to the frenzy before first pitch.
Back up from the fence. Stop pushing it.
The team was handing out 40,000 puffer vests. Videos show fans packing in, pushing forward, and overwhelming staff trying to keep order.
I know a lot of people didn't get one. A lot of people were taking advantage. There were people taking advantage of the chaos, taking 5, 6. It was absolutely crazy.
John Learsko, a season ticket holder, says the chaos wasn't limited to just inside the park. It created lines outside longer than any he's seen before.
The puffer vest giveaway was the worst line I've ever seen. So we got there right at 6, and we got in where we could see the vests at 7:02.
He believes the setup at the East Village gate made things worse.
The table where you got your vest was only a couple feet in front of where you scanned the tickets. So they kept scanning people in, and then people were swarming the table, and then you couldn't scan more people to get into the game.
Online posts claim some fans waited so long they missed the first few innings. Learsko says he even saw employees in tears. He doesn't blame them, but rather the organization for poor planning and hopes to learn from it.
That's pretty dumb if you let this happen again.
This morning, he and other season ticket holders received an email from the Padres apologizing and promising vests for those who didn't get one.
They're asking if you didn't get a puffer vest that they would like to make it right.
Learsko and his girlfriend did get vests. Meantime, some of the others who did as well are trying to sell them online. We found listings ranging from $35 to $150.
Are the vests worth it?
It's very subjective. I mean, I think the quality is pretty decent. The patch is nice. It's a nice giveaway, but I don't know if anything is truly worth fighting that hard, waiting that long for.
There were also reports of people arguing and fighting over these vests. The next giveaway is on April 28th, where the Padres will be giving out beanies. Reporting from Petco Park, I'm Shanna Handy for News 8.
Thanks, Shannon. What a mess.
It's sad to see that people were taking 5 and 6 at a time,
Yeah.
and to see them being sold on eBay. I mean, I know it's a free marketplace, but it's for the people who actually attended the game.
You know, there are some fans that didn't get them that really,
Yes.
really wanted to and planned on that, and I just feel for them.
For themselves and
Yeah.
their kids,
Yeah, totally.
not to sell.
Helping set up San Diego students for success.
We'll have those details still ahead. Plus, a behind-the-scenes look at the men and women working to keep you safe in an emergency.
And what the Artemis II crew is saying about their historic mission nearly a week after coming home.